Welcome back to In the Slant. It is time to predict NFL Week 2. Last week was a lot of fun. I'm excited for Week 2. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'm going to have timestamps for you guys if you want to skip around just to listen to your game. Let's just get started. Thursday night football. Chargers versus Chiefs. Probably, again, Thursday is going to be a great game probably. I mean, we thought last Thursday would be a great game. Chargers versus Chiefs. I'm going to stick, I think, with the Kansas City Chiefs winning to start things off. They looked dominant against the Cardinals. I think the Chargers are going to give them problems, obviously. But for me, with Patrick Mahomes and how good they looked against Arizona, I think this game is going to be really close. I could see it going either way, but early on, I'm just going to keep favoring the Chiefs, at least for now, until the Chargers maybe prove me different.
Yeah, I'm rocking with the Chiefs as well. Chiefs are the Chiefs. Mahomes behind the ball. I'm going to give it to him every time. Now, like Brady said, the Chargers will give them problems for sure, but I do have the Chiefs coming out on top in this game.
It's in Kansas City as well, which is also another huge part. Arrowhead, the loud stadium.
Yeah, I think the loudest stadium.
Yeah.
If not one of.
We're also, by the way, just like yesterday, we're also joined by Dustin. He is still via call. He is not here, obviously, in person, just because we wanted to be safe and sorry because he is a little sick. But he should be back next week.
For sure. Dustin, what's your thoughts?
So honestly, I said last week that I think the whole AFC West is going to do like a 1-1 split, you know? And I guess I did just look it up to make sure it is at Chiefs. And since I do want the Chargers to win, but I am going to go with Chiefs just because it's at Chiefs Kingdom. So,
okay.
All right, we're going to go all Chiefs here. So we're going to all be picking against the Chargers. Let's see if that ages well. 12 o'clock window games. Buccaneers versus Saints. Let's start off with Bucs versus Saints. Both teams, obviously week one, both 1-0. For me, it is in New Orleans. In New Orleans, in the past, I think 3 years, they've beaten the Bucs every time. So Tom Brady's been like 0-6 against the Saints the last few times they've met. So the Saints have gotten better, the better of the Bucs lately. But I'm going to choose that to change this time. It is in New Orleans. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. I think Tom Brady's and the offense are going to look much better than they did on Sunday night. They didn't have to do much because the Cowboys didn't look good. But I feel like the Buccaneers offense is going to look much better than it did on Sunday night, and they're going to come out with a victory on this one.
For me, not much to say. I'm favoring the Saints in this one. I got the Saints beating the Bucs. Dustin?
same with me. At home with the Bucs' weak offensive line, I feel like you could see the Saints just eating up that O-line, so I'm also going with the Saints.
So you guys are on Saints. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. I'm just going to choose Tom Brady to finally get his victory over the Saints. It's been a while for him. So,
bro, I like Winston, so I'm
I like the Saints too. I could see that. I could see the Saints definitely winning that one for sure. Next game is Patriots versus the Steelers. Patriots start off 0-1. The Steelers start off 1-0. They beat the Bengals in a interesting game, and obviously the Patriots didn't do much. For me, this game is a toss-up for me. I'm probably going to go with the Patriots. I'm going to go with the Patriots bouncing back. I'm going to trust in Bill Belichick to get the best out of his defense to maybe trick Mitchell Trubisky a little bit. And the Patriots bounce back and get a victory on Sunday for me.
I have actually the Steelers winning this one. After a rocky W against Cincinnati, I just don't think the Patriots have enough to beat the Steelers. They have a real great defense, in my opinion. So I think the defense is going to hold up for that one for the Steelers, and I got them winning. Dustin?
I also am going to go with the Steelers here. I haven't been high on the Patriots all season, so I'm going to just keep on rocking with the other team until it's just a worse team than the Patriots. So I'm going Steelers as well.
Commanders versus Lions. I think this game is going to be an absolute shootout, honestly. I think this one's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad I get to watch it because I'm a Commanders fan. Both teams, the Lions lost week 1. Commanders obviously won. I'm going to stick with the Commanders winning. It is in Detroit. But I think it could go either way. I, again, am not in full confidence thinking that Washington's going to just beat every team or anything like that. I'm not going to pick that every week, trust me. But I honestly, like Carson Wentz starting out 2-0 and, showing the world why he's better than everyone thinks he is. He looked really good on Sunday for the most part. There was a couple bad throws we all know of, but he responded well. And I expect Detroit and Commanders to be a high-scoring game, ultimately with Washington coming out on top. We'll see if that ages well or not.
Now, I'll probably be here this Sunday once again, and I know Brady's not going to like me saying this. I do have the Lions winning, but like I always say in every video when we bring up the Lions, they are my sleeper team. So I do have the Lions coming out on top in this game.
I think it seems like so far I'm just going wherever Jared goes, and I also seems like I'm a Commanders hater because I went back-to-back weeks of saying the other team, but the Lions look good against the Eagles. I think the Eagles is the best team in the NFC East, so I'm going with the Lions as well.
I can understand the reasoning for that, honestly. Dolphins versus Ravens.
Oh, it's gonna be a fun
Well,
one.
let's let you start on this one.
You know, well, now this one's skeptical for me. We just lost one of our corners, Kyle Fuller. In my opinion, he's our cornerback 3. We don't have Marcus Peters back yet, so it's going to be a lot of weight on Marlon Humphrey's shoulder. They have Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. That I am scared about, but I do have faith in our defensive line and our pass rush to get to the quarterback. You know, and with Lamar playing like always, I love the man. I think he's going to do great. I do have us winning and beating the Dolphins. We do got to get our lick back from last year. We played terrible against them. They pretty much just did whatever they want with us. They just dropped cover 3 and pretty much killed us. So I do have us getting our lick back against the Dolphins and us coming out on top.
I'll let Dustin go first on this one. I want to go last.
Okay, so it's at Ravens, right?
Yeah, it's
or
in
is it at
Baltimore.
Dolphins? Okay,
Home
so
opener.
with the cornerback injuries, dude, I don't know what to. I'm going Dolphins, dude. I'm switching up from Jared this time. I'm taking Dolphins to win this game.
I feel like you kind of just chose it because you didn't want to choose the same team as me again.
No, I didn't.
I would say, Jared, it's an eye for an eye, and I would, you pick the Lions, I'll pick the Dolphins. I think this game is going to be one of my must-watch games this week. I'm going to try my best to watch this game, and since you're going to be here, I'll be forced to watch it, so that's fine with me.
It's definitely going to be on TV.
Because this game intrigues me a lot. I'm curious to see what Tua looks like against Tua versus Lamar. I think Lamar, I'm hoping the offense looks a little bit better and it doesn't come out as shaky as they did against the Jets. And then the Dolphins, on the other hand, I want to see what they look like again as well with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I didn't get to watch them closely last week, so I feel like this week I'll get to. I'm going to ultimately pick the Baltimore Ravens to beat the Dolphins, though. So I will not, go for revenge factor here for you choosing the Lions. I am going to go with Lamar and the Ravens, but I think this is going to be a very, very fun game to watch for sure.
Secondary is definitely going to step up.
This is a solid game this weekend. I will say that it's besides obviously the Chiefs and Chargers is the #1 game of so far this week, but the Miami Dolphins and Ravens game is going to be another fun game to watch, and hopefully I can make it over there this coming Sunday to go watch the games.
Oh, for sure. Jets versus Brownies. The Browns start 1-0, and the Jets start 0-1. They obviously lose to the Ravens. Browns beat the Panthers, and this is in Cleveland. Which so far, I will say, without Deshaun Watson, Cleveland could come out here and start 2-0. So maybe they stay afloat until Watson is here. I'm going to go with the Browns beating the Jets. I don't trust Joe Flacco at all, in my opinion. I know Jacoby Brissett may not be much better, but I just like the Browns a little bit better here.
Yeah, I'm giving AFC North all these W's, man. I don't like it. I do have the Browns, yes, beating the Jets. We just beat them. I feel like the Browns they did great, I think, last Sunday against the Panthers. I feel like they'll just come out top against the Jets. The Jets didn't look too great against us. They only scored about 9 points.
Yeah, so.
And I feel like the Browns will just run it down their throat and come out with the W.
I'm gonna also go with the Browns. Even if Zach Wilson was starting, I would still choose the Browns. How they handled Baker Mayfield and the Panthers, I just think that they're gonna go handle the Jets as well.
I just can't trust Joe Flacco, honestly, man. Like, all respect to Joe Flacco for what he did in the past, but now as a starting quarterback, I just can't do it, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I love Flacco. He had one of the greatest playoff runs with us, but it's just
like I said, all respect for him for that. He was great with Baltimore, but just now I just can't, man. I don't trust him. Colts versus Jaguars. This is in Jacksonville. The Colts obviously lost to this team in Week 18, but that was with Carson Wentz. Honestly, I feel like this game could go either way based off how we saw the Colts perform.
They had to win that game last year.
Yeah, they had to win, and Wentz lost. Like I said, or Wentz didn't lose. It was the Colts that lost. I sound like one of all those typical people that blame everything on Wentz, but I don't know, man. It's a toss-up, but for me, I'm gonna go with the Colts. They need to look better. There's no way you get your bottom. These are projected to be the worst 2 teams in your division. You need to beat them. You tie with the Texans. You come out here and also lose to Jacksonville. That is going to be the worst look for you, in my opinion, because like I said, man, Carson Wentz has been the scapegoat for that team. They've blamed everything on him. So you got Matt Ryan, you got your massive upgrade that everyone's been saying. Go beat the Jaguars. If you don't, I'm going to be on here talking a lot. I will say that. But I'm going to go with the Colts.
Yeah, no more excuses for the Colts. Like Brady said, they did their thing in the offseason. They have the team they need. They need to go out there and beat the Jaguars. They have no excuse not to win. You know, for whatever reason, Trevor Lawrence balls the hell out and kills the Colts. It will be terrible for them.
Oh, my gosh.
But I do have the Colts winning. They should not lose this game.
For some reason, it seems like I like to go for the underdogs, and you already know I went for Jacksonville last week against the Commanders. That didn't pan out well, but after what I saw from Matt Ryan against the Texans, I'm sorry, but I am going Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, my, bro. I'm telling you right now, if the Colts find a way to lose this game, you will not hear the end of it from me. I promise you, you won't. You just will not hear the end of it from me. Panthers versus...
I don't blame you. I will say something. I don't blame you, Brady. If that does happen, I don't want to stop hearing it from you because I will take back everything I said about Carson Wentz, and it's just on the Colts. The Colts are going to be the Atlanta 2.0.
I'm telling you, man. Carson Wentz has been the scapegoat. Jim Irsay has said so much about Carson Wentz this offseason, how everything was pretty much his fault, and they got their upgrade, like I said, in Matt Ryan. So if they screw up these first 2 divisional games to the 2 worst teams in their division, I got a lot to say.
He's definitely eating his words now after Wentz has got his dub.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, though. Panthers versus Giants. This is an intriguing game, actually.
Yeah.
The Giants start off 1-0. They, beat the Titans in an upset. You know what? I don't like the NFC East, obviously. Or, I'm an NFC East Commanders fan. And I don't want to pick the Giants, but my gut is telling me they're going to win this game for some reason. I feel like they're going to start off 2-0, and the Giants are going to be a topic of conversation.
Yeah, I can agree with Brady on that. I have the Giants winning this one. I don't think Baker Mayfield played good at all last week, and I don't think he will again this week. He ended up getting replaced mid-season, in my opinion.
Sam Darnold taking back over?
Yeah, he's getting replaced, but I do have the Giants taking this dub and beating the Panthers.
We switching up on Baker too quick.
I can't ride with this, dude. I just can't. I can't roll with this. I gotta go Panthers here. I gotta slam it again. I know that I freaking was hyping them up so much with Baker Mayfield and all this, and they underperformed for me. But I just cannot trust Daniel Jones. Like, I just can't do it in my right mind.
Hey, you don't need to trust Daniel Jones. Just trust Saquon. Okay,
Yeah.
just go. Yeah, that's why I'm right. I don't trust Daniel Jones either, but. Their defense isn't bad, and I'm going to trust in Saquon, I guess.
Yeah, and this my hate is nowhere towards the Panthers. It's towards Baker Mayfield. I've dealt with him enough in the AFC North to know he's just going to brown. He's always going to be a brown, so he's going to brown. Okay.
Falcons versus Rams. The Rams, they need to bounce back. If they lose to the Falcons, I'll be pushing doomsday button, whatever I have to push. They cannot come out here at home and lose to the Falcons. They were at home against the Bills. They lose week 1. The Bills are a great team. We know that. Stafford looked horrible. They have to bounce back. I'm going to go with the Rams to beat the Falcons. The Falcons actually looked good in week 1 until they blew their big lead. We already talked about that yesterday. But I'm going to go with the Rams. Stafford bounces back. Allen Robinson gets involved. Maybe Cam Akers gets some touches as well. Everything goes right for the Rams. They beat up on the Falcons.
And so you guys might think I'm crazy for this one, but I have the Falcons winning.
No way.
No, I don't.
No way. Okay,
Drake London with 150 yards and 3 touchdowns, okay?
You're
It's
trolling,
happening.
right?
Yeah, I'm trolling. The
okay.
Rams, I got the Rams.
Oh, I was
If
about
they
to
lose
say.
the Falcons, like Brady said, hit that button. They're out of here. I got the Rams, though.
Listen, all I gotta say is that if the Rams somehow lose to the Falcons, I'm done riding the train. You would never, ever hear me again say the Rams are gonna win a week after that if they lose to the Falcons. Like, I just can't. So I'm gonna go Rams again. And please don't let me down, Rams, because I will never, ever vote for you again to win a week prediction if you guys lose to the Falcons this week.
Next is the 3 o'clock games. Actually, no, we started with the Falcons and the Rams. This is our 3 o'clock game. Seahawks versus 49ers. So 49ers lose 0-1. Seahawks 1-0. We thought that would probably be the reverse because the 49ers played the Bears, which we all thought was a bad team, which they still very well may be. And then on the other hand, the Broncos were playing the Seahawks, so we all thought the Broncos would win for sure. But I'm gonna go for Trey Lance here. I liked what Geno Smith did, and I think Geno Smith looked awesome. And if he can keep that up, then I think that'll be great. But for some reason, I think it might be a one-game thing because the momentum and the emotions on that game were crazy. The crowd was so involved. I'm curious to see what Geno Smith does on the road, and if he is really good on the road, then maybe I'm ready to see that Geno Smith is the guy, I guess. But for me, I'm gonna choose Trey Lance and the 49ers to bounce back and beat the Seahawks at home.
I'm looking at this as like quarterback matchup, so I'm throwing these two head and head, and I'm rocking with Geno Smith. I got the Seahawks winning. I like the wide receivers better, and I just like the team overall. I know last week I think we did have Seahawks obviously losing to the Broncos, but now Geno Smith, he just went and beat them, so I do have him beating the 49ers as well. And I do not have much. I can't say I don't have much faith in Trey Lance. I just need to see more
Right.
before I could choose the 49ers. So I have the Seahawks winning this game.
I just can't, for my right mind, pick Seattle to win against the 49ers for some reason. I feel like if Trey Lance starts off bad, then you just throw Jimmy G out there. Because, I mean, it's just not a good look to start off 0-2, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with the 49ers beating the Seahawks.
The 49ers need to win this. You can't lose to Seattle and go start 0-2, especially after losing your starting running back. But 325 game, you got Texans versus Broncos. We're just talking about the Broncos. They lost to Seattle week 1. The Texans tie the Colts. As much as I like Davis Mills and I think he is a decent quarterback and doesn't get enough respect, Russell Wilson and the Broncos at home need to bounce back. They need to win this game. I'm going to choose Denver to ultimately beat the Texans, and the Texans will be 0-1-1, I guess. And then the Broncos will be 1-1. So that's why I'm choosing Russell Wilson and the Broncos to bounce back and beat the Texans.
Now, people might not think this, but I do think this will be a good game to watch.
I think it will be too.
The Texans and the Broncos, I do have Broncos winning, like Brady said. They need to bounce back. They just got their quarterback. They extended him. They need to win games. You know what I mean? They have no excuse to lose to a team last year. That's one of the worst teams in the NFL. Regardless of who they got, I got the Broncos winning this game against the Texans.
This might be crazy to say. I'm going for the underdog. I did not like what I saw in Russell Wilson in them yesterday. A few good plays. I feel like Jerry Jeudy did pit Russell Wilson on his back for a little bit, whenever he got the ball and made some good plays. But I'm going for the upset, and I am going for the Texans.
Dustin, you are literally just a Russell Wilson hater. That's all there is to it.
That's what it is, ain't it?
I just don't. Dude, this is my opinion on Russell Wilson. Not saying that he's like a terrible quarterback, because he's not. But like the fact that I didn't like how he was really playing last year when he was healthy. I just didn't have much faith in him this year. I'm sorry, but the Broncos should have won that game yesterday. And the fact that they did it, I just got no faith in how that head coach handled his job. And I'm going for the Texans.
Well, Dustin's overreacting like crazy, I would say.
well, my one excuse is Seattle or, Russell Wilson not playing his best. Obviously, he played in Seattle for years. They know how he plays. I'm sure they adjusted a little bit to
emotions
kind of
of that game were high.
Yeah, And shout out to the Seattle fans that booed him when he came out too, right?
Bro,
that was crazy.
That crowd was electric that game. So I feel like Russell Wilson will be better against Houston at home. The crowd is going to be there for him.
You don't think that was insane though?
What?
They booed Russell?
Oh, yeah, that's something we should have even talked about yesterday. He won them a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I think the reason he was booed in the first place is because he kind of promised that he was staying, and then all of a sudden it just turned around.
Oh yeah, I remember.
He was like, "I'm gonna be a Seattle." He hinted at being in Seattle in interviews, saying, "I want to be in Seattle for the rest of my career." And then it quickly turned around. Behind the scenes, he's trying to get out and go to Denver, which is why Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson didn't even talk before the game. So there's definitely no love lost there. So it is crazy though to think about, because Russell Wilson won them a Super Bowl and got them to 2 Super Bowls. But at the same time, I guess I can kind of understand it, because Russell Wilson ultimately did kind of force his way out of there. So, and the Seahawks obviously didn't really want to do that, but it seems like they didn't really have a choice.
And us as non-Seattle fans, we don't really know their true emotion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I can understand why they booed him, but I can also understand why you shouldn't boo him. I feel like I can see the argument for both. And I think there was a little bit of a split crowd, but for the most part, it's the boos, obviously. I mean, Seattle fans don't mess around.
Yeah, for sure.
Bengals versus Cowboys.
I was kind of surprised, especially I don't know, not saying that yes, I know that most teams want their a quarterback to stay with them for their whole career and stuff, but Russell Wilson did do a lot for that team, and that team for years did not do anything to help Russell Wilson. That man was running for his life years and years in a row. My man, they never got O-line help for him, so I wasn't even mad. And for the fans to boo him, I get it, he said he was in the state and he left, but the Seahawks just did not do their job. Not the Seahawks as themselves, but the coaches didn't do their job to help Russell Wilson they needed to.
No, I agree with that.
As much as he was running, he should have just went and did track behind that O-line.
Oh my gosh. Bengals versus Cowboys. Let's move on. So the Cowboys disastrous week 1. Bengals disastrous week 1. Both of these teams are 0-1. Both of these teams are looking to win. This is an AT&T. Since Cooper Rush is the starting quarterback, I feel like the Bengals start 0-2. That is going to be very, very bad for them. Same thing you can say for the Cowboys, but I think the Cowboys can afford to go 0-2 and still bounce back, because the AFC is just so much better than the NFC, and that's just facts. There's really not much to it. So I'm going to go with the Bengals beating the Cowboys at AT&T.
Yeah, I mean, without the Cowboys having Dak and, the wide receiver situation, it's not looking too hot for them. And with Cooper Rush starting, I have Cincinnati definitely winning this game. I did choose all AFC North teams to win, which I do not like at all. Deep down, I do want them all to lose besides Baltimore.
I'm going to say, how happy would you be if the Bengals did lose this game?
I mean, I would be happy.
Yeah,
but in reality, I do have them winning. There's no way they lose to the Cowboys.
Michael Gallup might play. That could be a huge.
Okay. Well,
maybe. That's a maybe. I don't know that for a fact. But he's questionable right now. I saw that on my fantasy updates. But
if he does play, that could be changeable.
It could help out a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Dustin?
I mean, I feel like this is the easiest pick so far I've had, and I am easily going with Joey Burrow to not play like he did last week, and you're going to see the Bengals dominate the Cowboys, in my opinion.
And do you think if Dak was playing that your opinion would change, or you still have Cincinnati?
No, but I would still have Cincinnati.
Okay.
With how, if Dak was playing, I think it'd make it very interesting.
Yeah.
But he did look very bad on Sunday night, so. Cardinals versus Raiders.
Ooh.
Dustin,
I'll start this one off.
Yeah, go ahead, start it off.
I've been preaching all season about how much I hate the Cardinals, and I think we are going to beat the Cardinals going into this week. I feel like Derek Carr doesn't take the time to actually look at his reads, and I feel like you're just going to see Darren Waller and Devontae Adams have a huge game against the Cardinals this week.
Don't forget about third and Renfro.
I mean, dude, listen, I'm not dissing Renfro. I love Renfro, but I just don't see he's not going to have the targets he did last year, in my opinion. You might see him have a big game every 4 weeks or 5 weeks or something, but I feel like this game against the Cardinals after losing last week, you're going to see Darren Waller and Devontae Adams carry this team on their back.
No, it definitely takes away from his production bringing in Adams. This is why I didn't draft him this year in fantasy. But with the Cardinals and Raiders, I'm high on the Raiders. I say this every podcast. I like their offseason. They did great. I do have the Raiders taking the dub in this matchup.
I'm going to choose the Raiders as well. I think they beat the Arizona Cardinals. Not having D-Hop is just going to hurt Kyler Murray. He looked pretty bad for the most part on Sunday. It is against the Chiefs, so I won't take too much into account on that. But without D-Hop, I think the Raiders bounce back. It's in Vegas as well, and Las Vegas fans are very passionate. The Raiders fans are. So I'm going to choose the Raiders to win this game. Packers.
Raiders!
Also, the Cardinals are still missing Rondo Moore. I don't know when he's supposed to be back.
Yeah, he might be back week 2. I don't know.
That could change things, but
Packers versus Bears. Lambeau Field, Sunday Night Football. This is an historic game because the Bears versus, the very historic rivalry here. Bears start out 1-0. Packers, on the other hand, 0-1. This game is very interesting to me because the Bears did win, and Aaron Rodgers and the Packers looked bad. But I'm telling you right now, if the Packers come out and look bad against the Bears and they find a way to lose this, that would be crazy. I can't see that happening. I'm not going to predict that. I'm going Packers to bounce back. They beat the Bears on Sunday Night Football, and maybe we're not worried about the wide receiver core as much anymore.
Now, I'm going out on a limb with this one. I did have the Bears obviously losing last week, but Justin Fields played. I don't think they did too bad. Packers played terrible, in my opinion. Obviously, they played a rival, Vikings. I do have the Chicago Bears beating the Packers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. What do you got, Dustin?
Dude, I'm having such a hard time right now.
I can't believe this is up for debate.
I am going to go... I'm staying with the underdog, boys. I'm going with the underdogs. I think after all the disrespect that Aaron Rodgers has given to the Bears are going to come out firing. Justin Fields is going to look like a star this game. I'm going Bears.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if the Bears come out and beat Green Bay on Sunday Night Football at Lambeau Field, I'm pushing the panic button on the Green Bay Packers. I will push the absolute panic button. I will be panicking on Green Bay, and fans will be in absolute shambles.
All I got to say is then Justin Fields deserves his respect.
Hey, man, if he
Definitely.
comes out here and beats Aaron Rodgers, I think everyone's going to respect him, especially in front of everybody watching the game.
Oh, yeah.
But I just can't picture that. If it does happen, Packers fans are going to lose
Dude,
their
they're going to
minds.
fall off the face of the earth.
They are going to lose their minds. They're not used to this, and they are going to go insane if they lose the Bears.
You know what that's called? The Devontae Adams effect.
We have 2 Monday night games, which is
lit.
Which is interesting. We got Titans versus Bills at 6:15, Vikings versus Eagles at 7:30. So I guess we can just start with Titans versus Bills. I am going to choose Buffalo. I mean, the Titans just lost to the Giants, so
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to ride Josh Allen and the Bills. I think they're a fantastic team. I think the Titans actually did beat the Bills last year when they played, but no A.J. Brown,
Yeah.
no Julio Jones. Derrick Henry didn't look great last week. I think if you can just shut down Derrick Henry in the run game, which is easier said than done, I think you beat the Titans. I'm going Buffalo to still stay strong here.
I'm going with the hot team. Obviously, Buffalo Bills. This one shouldn't be a debate at all. Obviously, Brady just said they lost to the Giants last week. Josh Allen, the hot hand, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. They're going to destroy the Titans.
I agree.
I'm riding with the same wave. If the Texans defense can slow down Derrick Henry, then I don't see how the
You mean the
Bills
Giants defense?
good ass
You mean the
defense
Giants
cannot.
defense?
I meant Giants. My bad. If the Giants defense can slow down Derrick Henry, then I know that the Bills defense can slow down Derrick Henry. And if they can slow down Derrick Henry, there's no way they're winning.
All right, last but not least, this game, Monday Night Football, Vikings versus the Eagles. This is probably another game I'm definitely watching for sure. This is a very good game. I'm very excited.
This is probably, in my opinion, the hardest pick.
Yeah,
so
it is
far.
actually. It is probably the toughest pick of the week for sure. Justin Jefferson versus A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts versus Kirk Cousins. This game is going to be a lot of fun. It is in Philadelphia. You have to take that into account. I'm 50-50 on who could win, honestly. I don't even know what to pick. Do you guys have...
No, I wanted to go last because I don't either. I don't
This is
know.
going to be a good freaking
I'll
game.
start this off.
You'll start it off? Okay.
Boys. Eagles are gonna fly, okay, boys? This isn't Philadelphia. I'm riding high on the Eagles still. Yeah, it was a close game against the Lions, and like maybe a little bit closer than what you think because of how good the Eagles offseason was. But I am riding with the Eagles this game. I have money on this game that the Eagles are gonna win, so I'm riding with the Eagles.
Listen, Eagles are going to fly, but the Vikings are going to shoot that bird out of the sky.
I love that. I love that.
I have the Vikings winning this game. Justin Jefferson, man, like I said, I watched him play last week. That dude is just unstoppable. I don't see anybody on. The Eagles do have a great secondary, but I still don't see anybody stopping
Darius
him.
Slay and James Bradbury will
Yeah.
do their best, but
I just don't see them stopping him. I have the Vikings taking this one.
bro, I am torn. But since I guess I am an NFC East Commanders fan, and I guess I want to see the Eagles lose, and we have to play them in Week 3. I don't know if I'd rather have the Eagles be 2-0 or 1-1 and pissed off a loss. Not sure, but I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I don't know, man. This is a tough one. I think it could go either way. It's in Philadelphia. I'm very intrigued and very, very, very excited to watch this game. I can't put enough emphasis on how fun this game is gonna be. Gonna go with the Vikings here, but I would not be surprised at all if Philly won.
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
Not
either,
at all. This game is so close to me.
Philadelphia is still a great team, but like I said, I'm giving the edge to the Vikings. So,
but overall, man, that is Week 2. Our Week 2 predictions. We are excited for Week 2. We, of course, will be back next week to react to the Week 2 games, give our Week 3 predictions, and we're going to be here all year. So if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here. But this is In the Slant. We're saying peace. See you guys next week.